U.S. President Joe Biden surveyed Sunday the areas devastated by Hurricane Milton in Florida. He also announced $612 million in funding to support the communities affected by both Milton and the hurricane that preceded it, Helene.
This funding will not only restore power, but will make the region's power system stronger and more capable and reduce the frequency and duration of power outages while extreme weather events become more frequent.
Disinformation surrounding the federal government's response, however, has spread rapidly. Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas told CBS's Face the Nation he is incredibly concerned.
It is extremely pernicious. We have individuals in need of assistance who are entitled to assistance who aren't seeking it because of the false information. We need individuals, elected officials, people who have the platform to really debunk this false information, and we're not seeing enough of that.
Democratic presidential nominee and Vice President Kamala Harris spent the weekend in North Carolina. On Saturday, she joined relief efforts as the western part of the state grapples with the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. Harris's political rival, former President Donald Trump, has criticized the Biden administration for what he considers a poor hurricane response. Trump's vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance, was asked Sunday about falsehoods promoted by the former president, including that aid to Republican disaster victims is intentionally being withheld by federal government agencies or given to undocumented migrants.
We've got Republican congressmen who are on the ground who represent that area saying that they have to call the White House to get food and water to FEMA. I don't frankly think there's anything malicious going on here, Martha, but I do think that we've had an incompetent response to this particular crisis.
VOA toured hurricane-stricken areas in the city of Asheville, North Carolina, and spoke with some of the affected about the government's response.
I've seen just in the air, helicopters, all that kind of stuff. We've seen National Guard driving around. I mean, I think there is a decent response.
We haven't had any support from our government or FEMA or the city government yet, but it may be coming still.
As resources are running out, Congress is being urged by the Biden administration to approve additional emergency disaster funding before the presidential election on November 5th. Veronica, Balderas, Iglesias, VOA News, Washington.